9 out of 10, roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip this, tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch, tell 'em run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip this, tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch, tell 'em run it up. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out to Europe. I call up Niger, he'll come through in a hurry. Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself, they getting buried. Dance with the devil, used to love playing those games. Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain. I made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip this, tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch, tell 'em run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip this, tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch, tell 'em run it up. Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, and play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I'm on my job, I get it done, but you should know that. Shine like a sun of 101, you should know that. I get the front and in the back, you should know that. No need to stun, it's never cap, you should know that. All I know, 10 toes, never fold, bang roll, on the go, ice swap, ice swap, ice swap. Came for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, and play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Came for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I miss my baby, so I hit them on the FaceTime. I need it all for them, so no, I cannot waste time. Facing these oceans, feel the water on my waistline. We trust the process and my only know it takes time. You can get it, got no worries, I'm gon' make mine. Going global, I'ma get it out the state lines. Paying taxes at a more than what you make now. Different bracket, eating off a different plate now. For my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, and play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. And for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I don't do it for the ground. I never mind, no man. At my 2020, wow. Woke up to the
Good morning all. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is good. Happy Friday to you all. We see everything is working. Looks all good here. And let's see what we have after yesterday's CPI numbers. So numbers came back as expected. No shocks in the market, and we're continuing with that bullish pressure, which I was expecting to see this bullish pressure come through if things were all the same. But we actually ranged during the whole of NY session only starting to move around 4:45 a.m. my time, which is around that Asian Open. So Asian Open giving beautiful setup 3 here. Nice little setup 3. And then this setup, what time was this? 7. Okay, that's late Asian. That's a nice one, this one here. So hopefully, yeah, that's sick. Look at that. Liquidity grab, double liquidity grab, nice volume. And continuation to key level. So now let's see what the hell's going on for us here in London. Are they going to be nice to us today or not? So daily is in no man's land, so we have some clear candles. 4 hour, I'm sure, is at a problem. Yep, typical. So we're at 4 hour resistance right now. Top of the range here, man. Bullish buy, actually mixed, right? Yesterday closed bearish. Wow, it did actually. So we could, it feels counterintuitive, but if we respect the top of the range now, doesn't mean we have to break out. It's Friday, we could break out during New York session, and London can take a little bit of a retrace. But if we're just going to continue this bullish momentum, there's pretty simple trades above this high here. So we have some great ranges today, which is nice. If we want to break out towards the upside above that 15, 1 hour is great, 15 minutes is great, everything's great. Only threat is of course a fake out, which is possible, but we would hope not for. If we're going to create structure here and end up failing, we could look for potential sells. 1 hour is clean, 30 minutes is clean till here, and then 15 minute we have this little bit of this area here on 15 that we need to worry about. Otherwise we're pretty clean moving through, and it basically becomes a buy above sell below type situation here. I prefer more structure for the sells. 4 minutes till we have the 1 hour close, and when we see what ends up happening. So if we do get a close below here, what type of range are we dealing with? 21 pips, stop loss would be 30. That's enough to get to break even for sure. With volume we should be able to push through. I prefer to buy, obviously. We seem more bullish than bearish, but we are at a major target here, that 55 level. So let's see what ends up happening. And pretty simple plan today in terms of price action. And yeah, that's it really. Let's have a look at DAX here. So DAX, on the other hand, CPI data came out. Same type of thing on gold that it did. Daily time frame here closing bullish. Have a daily, let's move to this daily resistance because that's more recent. 4 hours trying to break above resistance. Mixed session bias today. 1 hour resistance looming here. Then we have a 30-minute resistance where we're at right now. See if that matches the 15. Almost. I'm gonna mark this like this. So there is a sneaky little buy. Let's see the 5, what 5 is doing. Yeah, sneaky little buy above this 5 potentially here. Yeah, but for the sells today, I don't think we can sell at least till we start to break this previous range down here. Get below the 4 hour, kind of like gold. It's actually very similar price action to gold. So I believe the markets will move together today, if I had to guess, because the price action is looking the same. But yeah, sneaky buy on 5 above there. 2 minutes, we'll see. It could do it in the next 2 minutes. I wonder if we close here, is it enough to try push through this 5? That's something in my head I'm trying to think about right now. When we have the 1 hour, we'll be closing above. 30-minute will be closing above. All of those time frames, no pullbacks, by the way. 15-minute will be closing above, and we only had a pullback a little bit before. So ultimately, I prefer above the 5, but of course, we'd have to wait and see what ends up happening. So actually, very simple plans today. Nothing complex. Just a matter of, do we get the traders involved in the markets? It's been hit or miss. Beginning of the week was brilliant. Lots of good volume. Easy trades, good wins. Midweek slowed down a bit as we came towards, second week slowed down a bit as we came towards news. We saw we got stuck in range, we got stuck in UJ range. So today, price action wise, clean on the charts. But can we get these buyers in here? We don't have news today in terms of major news. Bit of GBP GDP. And then a little bit later, some preliminary, expectations. So nothing too crazy here in terms of news to have to cause us to pause. Otherwise, we're a-okay. So that is going to be the plan for today. If you guys understood the plan, everything's loud and clear, leave a like on the stream. You know the drill. 100 of us in here, get the likes up. 200 would be great if all of you could leave a like. And let's continue and see what we have today and how we form on price. And that's it. On broker, DAX didn't close above 15 hour. Depends on your broker. For me, it has. So yeah, it just depends on broker. We need to see if, I mean, if it doesn't close above this resistance now, 30 will not close above. Only 1 hour, actually potentially 1 hour won't close above here in 27 seconds. So we have to see if we even get a close above. I prefer it to close above slightly like this. So at least we have that probability. Then the 5 minute closes above and then that's the trade. That's like my preference right now. Ooh, so we're gonna close below here. So yeah, minimum we need is a 5 minute candle close above here for the buys. Minimum now. See how the 1 hour closed on gold? We have a bearish 1 hour close from the top of the range. Last time we had that, it dumped. Could be something interesting. So yeah, we'll see. Harry, you're missing this zone. Yeah, but my sells, look at this. If we were to react from this zone here, where would the sells come? Below here. Guess what? By that time, we should be in profit. So we use this zone as a what? As a watch. More importantly, the 50 level is our real target. If we're selling at it, we have problems, right? So if this thing just dumps there, the trade won't make sense anyways, because now stop loss is going to be too big, right? We're going to have like a 30, 40 pip stop loss for a 6 pip target or whatever. So we need to close where we are right now. Then we can trade to here, see what happens here, then continue down. You know, but you're not wrong to market, that's for sure. Actually, it's a little bit lower. So we have a little bit more room, which is fine. We can leave it on for you. It's not a wrong thing, but we're not trading at it. If we're trading at it, yeah, it's a problem. So if it was right here where price is, then I'd be like, okay, now we have issues. How are you today, Harry? All good, brother. Yourself? How's everything on your end? Everything all right? With all of the headaches. Harry, you the best? Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Not the best. Do my job daily. DAX is gone. Filled our range already. So that's that done. But we have more ranges. We just need some structure to form. Shame with we didn't get a close above on any time frame to take it on a higher time frame. 1 hour didn't close above. 30 minute didn't close above. 15 minute didn't close above. So a very hard trade to take without any closures. There is a possibility for a wick fill if we don't tap this first. If we can reject here and close above still, could maybe look for that wick fill continuation. That is the only way we can get in earlier. Otherwise, we're going to look for above the 1 hour resistance, which is not bad. There's some nice ranges here. Look at this. This is pretty juicy, especially with the wick crossing through. Doesn't make us worry as much about this previous level. So a few options, you know. Few options can form. We'll just have to wait and see. Yo, Sil. How do you calculate pips on DAX? The points. I mean, what do you mean calculate? What do you mean calculate pips? What? You mean on the drawing tool? That's your points. 46. 46 points. I saw a lot of your trades. The SL is larger than TP. How do you manage the money in profit? It's not a true statement, man. A lot of the time my trades are 1-to-1. So that is my main target. My win rate is pretty high. So if you look in the last two months, I average maybe 2 losses a month. So averaging 2 losses a month, you know, you're not losing every single day. When you're not losing every single day, it's okay to have a 1-to-1. Harry, can you do a quick analysis if possible? Just interested, what's your thoughts on UJ? We can have a look, but I want to see this 5-minute close, man. So just give me a minute. How much is 10 pips on DAX with a 1 lot? 10 points on DAX with a 1 lot would be around like $10, a little bit less actually than $10. Okay, so we close below here on the 5 minutes, so still closing below. But depends on your broker, huh? Depends on your broker. So USD JPY daily time frame closing bearish here, still in this shitty range. 4-hour time frame closing bullish here in mid-range. $100 on mine? Yeah, that's why I said depends on broker. So for me, 1 lot on DAX is nothing. Like I'm putting on DAX maybe 40 lots, 35 lots, 25 lots, depends on size of stop loss. If I had a 10-point stop loss, I'd be using like pretty big yeah, I'd be using maybe around 90 lots, 100 lots maybe with 10-point stop loss. So massive, but that's on my broker. So yeah, 4-hour mixed session bias in the middle of the range really can make a decision from here. That daily resistance there can be issues. You can try trade back to it. Above it would be easier and nicer, but you won't always get the opportunity for that. So probably change the structure. Deeper retrace would be better. Is there any link to check New York Journal? Yeah, of course, man. Go to my Discord. We are going to be activating the free Discord. Going to make it more features coming on the Discord soon, guys. So keep that in mind. I'll be starting to post trade breakdowns for you. So might be worth it to join. We're going to make this active again. Some value, you know, to help you guys into the end of the year. But go to Harry's Trades. Once you go to Harry's Trades, these are all my new. I do put my London trades in here as well, just to keep it in one place, but this would be my New York Journal here. You'll see anything with NY is my NY trade, screenshots provided, NY. I do put London, like I said, in here, but that's it. So you can find that journal there. You got a lifetime option in the Discord. Look, for how much, like for me, how would I charge lifetime for the Tradesharpe exclusive? I don't see a price that I could justify a lifetime. And what is a lifetime? What if I decide to shut down the group in a year? What happens to everyone who paid the lifetime? That's what a lot of gurus do. They make you pay for a lifetime and then they shut down in a year or something like that. And then what happens to you guys? Are you satisfied? You know, that's my point. So I don't see that as being something legit, because for me to charge lifetime, maybe $2,000, $2,500, high ticket. you know? And then what does that guarantee? Right? What happens if I shut down in a year or something like that? You see? Then you guys have paid 2,500. I don't understand why people want a lifetime when they can just pay for the yearly and get it for way cheaper. The yearly only costs $4.99. You get a free one-on-one session. Like, most people pay $500 for just the one-on-one session. You get a free one-on-one session and 3 months free in the group. So why wouldn't you just join the yearly instead of paying for a lifetime? That would be my question. The yearly is way more cost effective. You get a year worth of it. You're not having to pay super amount of money. You get an amazing deal. You're getting one-on-one with it as well. Where's the fudge, Harry? Who knows? You tell me. Gold, we analyze gold. We potentially can take sells if it doesn't push anymore. This might be a sell option to get to this. Well, ideally, we want to get to 650. But it can't push anymore from here, so we might not be able to take this. Now we're playing with like 5 pips. 5 pips for me is kind of like minimum. I mean, it's enough to push through, but if we're going to be right at it, look, we're very close to this 5 here as well. Like, anywhere here is danger zone, you know? Ideally, I wanted to be selling from up here. Then I would have had at least 15 pips, 14 pips, yeah, 16. I mean, I don't mind it coming down and testing it because now we can see the reaction. It would just suck if it pushes straight through, then kind of miss that option because it doesn't give us a way in. Nothing closed below. Unless you base this on 1 hour is also possible. If this 1 hour is enough for you, going break of this previous 1 hour low, stop loss around 50 pips. I mean, you're only 3 pips in profit, nothing great, but that's the only way I see to get in. DAX filling both our ranges, how nice. No, it's left a wick for us to fill, which is great. But the problem is now we want to look to more, maybe buy back towards the upside. There was no sells here anyways, all messy on the 5. It was harder to sell than to buy. The buys were looking good. We could possibly start to take sells below here. This should also be clean on a 50, on a 5, sorry. See? A little bit lower. So that would be our selling option. Otherwise, it will create structure and we buy back up. So it's not too much of an issue, that pullback. Harry's internet issues fixed? No, not still. We're having internet issues. Just before, that's why I was, if you guys notice, whoever shows up to stream early, I was about 3-4 minutes. Right? I was 3-4 minutes late because I had to reboot the internet. I took my morning coffee and enjoying your stream. Let's go, man. Let's go. Was messed up, bro, for having opinions. Yeah, but I think I have total respect for him, and God bless his family and everyone, but the media outrage is nuts, man. I mean, it's what's happening compared to someone somewhere like in the Middle East and stuff where kids every day are passing away. It's pretty nuts, you know. The amount of media coverage is just huge, you know. Like what's going on there is this like much worse. Now, of course, it's sad both ways, and I do believe everyone is due respect, but the media should be putting more emphasis on something like that, and there should be more opinions. But unfortunately, the world is kind of narrow-sighted, and they're like, if he's not in my direct circle, or if they're in a country that's not recognized, I don't care. I don't care. And it's unfortunate, you know. We are in the end times, the heart of many will grow cold, as it said. Oh man, no need to be dramatic about it. It's not like that. Let's see gold close here. Wow. One thing I do love about price action is closes. Sometimes they cause me ultimate headache and FOMO because you missed the move, but on days like today, I love it. Harry, where do you imagine yourself after 5 years? Who knows? Who knows? Why should I set limits? Because if I say in 5 years I want to own a $10 million company, that's a limit. What if I don't reach that 10 million? I might sell myself out to try reach that goal. Not good. Or I'm underestimating. Maybe in 5 years I can have $100 million company. I can trade 100 lots like it's nothing. Who knows? So every day I just do my best. That's the difference. Then we'll see where I am. See where you guys are. That's more important. Don't worry about me. Focus on you. Don't worry about me. Where do you see yourself tomorrow? Where do you see yourself the next day? That's what matters. Guys, who remembers that conversation we had on stream that we said should be clipped? I think Prasad said it should be clipped. What was that conversation about? Does anyone remember what stream it was? It was a good conversation. And they're like, shit, that thing should be clipped. It was about something, man. I think it was day before yesterday. Forgot to write it down. Is Prasad here? He will know. He's the one who said it should be clipped. See if they can recall. He's not here. When he's here, we will ask him. Remind me. No, it was some sort of value. We gave value. At times I feel you're a bit too matured and know really a lot. How did it all begin, bro? Like I never knew a mentor who knew this much. Begins from experience, man, because I don't speak out of I speak out of experience. You see, there's a big difference. Many guys don't put themselves in hard situations to be able to come out experienced. I told you, I never tell you to do something I haven't done myself, right? Most of these guys come here, they don't have the experience. They're just good at, you know, selling a dream, which works. I think to make money online, it's easier to just sell the dream and be fake about things. You know, you'll make way more money like that. But you're selling yourself out. How can you live? I definitely wouldn't live happy like that. Do you have a video which explains your exact strategy to trade each day? To put that in one video would be crazy. To put that in one video would be crazy. So no. You have to watch multiple videos. If you want to take it a step further, you can be part of our exclusive group where you get everything in depth. If you want surface level, enough to get by, do your own homework, do your own feedback, do everything yourself, watch my YouTube videos. Right? Watch my YouTube videos. There's different entries. Pullback entries, scalping entries, NY entries, stop loss placement. Right? Breakout entries. That's the best way. You have to work. You took anything yesterday? Warrior, every day you spam me and ask me if I take anything. Anything I take, if I decide to post, you will see. What car to buy? You're asking me what car I would buy as another car or what? Or what car should you buy? If you're asking me what car you should buy, depends on budget. Harry, what's the problem with impulsive entry when it works and does not work? That is the problem. The problem is it's hard to define when it should work and when it won't work because you're entering impulsively, no confirmation. One of the videos, what car to buy? Damn. Sometimes you don't post, just asking, yeah, because I post an exclusive group, bro. But like, don't at me, ask, like, you know, if you want, ask in stream, no problem. That's fine, you can ask in stream. But don't spam me in chat, you know.
Hi, Harry.
Yo, man.
Yo, you know, it's interesting. Sometimes it's the easiest things that I get wrong. Like, for example, like we're not supposed to trade the gold on the 5. Anything that happens on the 5 is meaningless, you know, pretty much.
Unless you have high time frame confirmation.
Exactly, but then you are, you know, you're looking at the higher. And like here, you know, the 5 closed below, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna need to do a sell here, but I should have waited for 15. And it's so simple, and it's so easy, and it like, I'm not doing it. And like, every time I do something on the 5 with gold, I lose every time. It hasn't failed once.
so then don't use the 5.
Today will be the last time I did it.
All right, then you're held accountable to that. If you don't, 20 push-ups.
Perfect. But now we're gonna get the 15 to do the same thing I was trying to do on the 5.
Yeah, problem is the 15 is at that previous 1 hour, so we prefer it below, but then we're trying to play with range here. Do we have enough to get down? Do we not have enough to get down? 20 push-ups is nothing. 20 backflips, damn. Anyone can actually backflip here standing on their feet? Honest. Wonder if someone can actually backflip. Bram used to? Damn, that's pretty sick. I can? Done. Do it right now, record yourself, post it unlisted on YouTube, send the link in chat. We're calling him. Yeah, I agree with what John said. I can backflip with a trunk. It's a skill. DAX buys from the bottom of the range. Let's see how we react, because we don't even have one bullish candle from the bottom of the range yet. So we might just want to start to break out. So we'll see. Harry, would you raise your lot size if you had more capital, or would you consider the enough size you have now? Even if I had more money, it doesn't make a difference for me to raise more lot size. The only way I'd be comfortable raising more lot size is if you make like FU type of money. Meaning that, because right now, like, I have a lot of expenses, investing, projects, this, that, lifestyle. So let's say I doubled my net worth right now. Yeah, that's easy, but it's not easy to double your net worth quickly, right? That takes time, right? But let's say someone gave me capital to trade with, then I don't have a problem increasing lot size. That will not affect me. Hi, this is my first time here and love your advice so far. Amazing, man. Thanks for writing that comment. Appreciate the support. Let's see how we form here. Making it hard for us so far. How's the baby Porsche doing? Doing all well, thank you very much, brother. Do you trade ES? I more prefer YM. I'm a YM fan, man. Howdy. What do you think of support and resistance trading? Aiming from these key zones until strong consolidation or others. It's by itself, it's too simplistic to be profitable long term, but support and resistance lines are very powerful in the market, yes. But just by itself, the way you described it, long term, it's not going to help you too much, unfortunately. Been watching you for 4 years. Your voice has become much deeper. Thank you very much, man. Thank you. What is YM? US 30. DAX now eating our sell range as well. And we're just not getting any closes. We're at key level here. You know, we could buy back up here if this respects. It is possible. Harry, love your content. Can I request a new long-form strategy vid? Yes, it's coming. What else can we add for better entries and long-term profitability? My channel. You have to watch my channel, watch my videos. It's not one thing, it's multiple things. Bias, trading time, setup, entry, take profit, stop loss placement, all of these things, right? All of these things. People think that a strategy is simple. It is simple to comprehend, but there's a lot of details in them, okay? That is why, and I just want to show you guys, okay, how much details there are. And I'm going to show you how this looks. Just so you guys get an idea if it can load. Come on. This is how much detail it's going to require. This is in the exclusive group. This is just the fundamental 14 minute, 10 minute, 8 minute, 11 minute, 8 minutes, 11, 19 minutes, 7 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, one setup, 30 minutes, pullback entries, 37 minutes, 1 hour 15 gold trading strategy, 26 minutes, 35 minutes, 25 minutes, 25. You see, this is just the surface level. Indice trading in NY. This is like an hour segment. Advanced concepts. Look how many advanced concepts there are. Important topics. Look how many different important topics. Psychology topics, featured webinars, backtesting session, quizzes, blah, blah, blah. This is all in the exclusive. So for me to tell you one video that is going to cover all of this, it's impossible. It's impossible. There is a lot more to it. You know? So you have to just add those layers. I would love to see something like this on gold. Bullish candle close and then a bearish candle close below. Then I can take sells. Any thoughts on this? Let's have a look. Setup 3 on gold here. Where was stop loss though? I like your B point, but where was original stop loss? I'm guessing above the high if I had to guess.
Yes, above the high.
Yeah, that's not bad. I think it's, you know, it's based on the 1 hour. It is a shot here. The only risk is we are a little bit like bullish in price action over the past few days. So you're going a little bit early. What could happen is we respect the support here. Nothing closes below on 15. And then we get a liquidity candle. But again, you're never going to get always a perfect trade. So is it a shot? Yes, you might, you know, get something that looks like this. And you were triggered on the setup 3. And then you see, look, it respects higher highs and higher lows. If we were like more bearish, then that's a no-brainer. I would be in it with you. Break-even point is good.
Okay.
you know. But that's the only risk there. Otherwise, everything else is good. It is valid setup
Right.
3.
It would be BE. Oh, my B
Yeah.
hits. Okay. Thanks.
Worth a shot. Worth a shot, you know.
All
Worth a
right. All
shot.
right. Thanks.
How do you comment on the fundamentals this week? PPI down, CPI up, unemployment down. Yesterday gold dropped, now it's back up again. Well, no, the year-on-year CPI stayed the same. A bit of month was a little bit higher, which is okay because it's going to encourage rate cut bets. And it's not too drastically changed. Labor market is scary, but we'll see what happens after the rate cuts are cut, because that should help the labor market. So it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out, but nothing really too crazy. I know trading requires patience, but is there like a hybrid model that can be explored using your strategy? Hybrid, you mean like with a bot? Potentially, yeah, but many people are not going to be able to code the adaption part of the bot. It will eventually fail. How much money do you spend for your apartment? $80,000 a month. I don't live in an apartment. I actually don't like apartments in Dubai. I don't like apartments. Why? I don't like living on top of other people and being in a building and have to go in an elevator. It doesn't feel like it's a house. It doesn't feel, you in a villa? Yes. It doesn't feel like a house. You know, I feel like there's no space. You're like in this, like, depends. If it's like only maybe a G+6. G+6 is nice. You know, like only 6 floors. It feels a little bit more tight-knit. You know people around. But like you want to pull up to your garage, you know. That's it. That's max. But you can't compare to a villa or a townhouse. Townhouse is good as well. Townhouse is good as well. But for one person, apartment is good. Yeah, but I'm talking about long term. I don't disagree with apartments, but if I had a choice, I'm gonna choose villa any day, you know. Penthouse, I haven't experienced living in a penthouse, so I would have to see. I mean, it could be pretty cool to have massive view of the city, feel pretty nice. You know? Sorry, hybrid as in find trade sooner? You can try. I've tried in the past, but what's the point of trying? Like, if I could take more trades, I would take more trades and make more money. It's just not how the markets work, you know? Unless I just scalp on 1 minute, but that's hype. Like, I could take a lot of trades every day on stream. I might experiment and do it. There'll be tons of losses, random wins, but it's active as hell. I know I'm not going to make more money because I've done it, but probably would be better for just people hype, you know? Literally, we go 1 minute, start doing stupid shit. I probably would lose money anyways, though. It's going to build bad habits, but it's just how it is. I love high-rise condo lifestyle, security, maintenance stuff, everything closed in the city, only residents allowed in the building. Yeah, but we have the same thing here, right? You have an enclosed villa. It's a complex. There's security at the gate. There's maintenance. There's cleaners. So it depends, you know? Like, that's how it works here. There's like private communities. You can't enter a villa complex here without security. Plus, Dubai is extremely safe anyways. Let's see if this sell here on DAX is going to work. We have about 54 seconds for this candle to close. 15 to here. We have like a 5-point stop. And then 10. Wow, it sucks, man. It sucks. We need some good volume to push through the bottom of the range. I feel like it's a bit forced if you ask me. I don't know what to do. It is valid-ish, but it feels a bit forced. Maybe we could be aggressive. We're at 1 hour. Yeah, you're not wrong, actually. You're not wrong. Good reminder. Five looks like it'll close below the 1 hour though. I don't have this notch on the broker. Broker is clean here. Let's see the top wick here, what we're dealing with. Wonder if this is a shot and then be aggressive. Because, you know, DAX has been pretty impulsive. So with the impulsiveness we've seen on DAX, we could probably get a push through here. With this top wick, we could get away with stop loss above this. We have this 5-minute resistance here plus 1 minute structure, if I'm not wrong. No, not yet. So we need this to form 1 minute structure. Otherwise, we have to put stops up here. Then manage with something closing above here. But I do like this top wick. Oh, I really like this top wick. Yeah, so if this starts to flip here, I'm going to be interested. That would make sense now. That would make a lot of sense now that we get this type of top wick, because now this would be the liquidity we need to give us past here, because we need to push past here. Without the liquidity, it's hard, but now we're doing a lot. Look at this, guys. Read this backwards. We've grabbed liquidity from here. We've grabbed, I can't even speak. Grabbed liquidity from here as well. Now, if this is supposed to flip, why does it have to go back up again? But if it wants to go back up from here, we could actually technically look for buys, right? And we would avoid taking these sells and losing. So I quite like that idea. So this should be the pullback if a pullback's gonna happen. I think now we can just run SL top wick, man. 12 pip stop loss. If it pushes more, yeah, bigger stop loss. Otherwise, it will just fake out and then we avoid the sells. We avoid the sells. So both ways we're protected here. The other question is, do I want to switch to a buy bias right now and try to buy off this 5-minute here? We have to pick a direction because both do make sense. Did we just react off this? Yeah, I think we just did. We reacted off this twice, see? Once here and just now again. So maybe a close above that. But again, impulsiveness coming through here, man. Yeah. Impulsive DAX recently. Then you find the next candle all the way down here. Then the next candle all the way up here. Very bad trading conditions like that. Harry, sell on gold. Yeah, if you want to sell gold, you can sell gold. That's up to you. If you have a setup there. So if you have a setup, then be my guest. Take a sell. Bad trading conditions? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not fucking talking about trading condition. I'm talking about impulsiveness, bro. Can you calm down? Fuck's sake. What's the software using? Zoom tools. It's Zoom. You can draw with Zoom. Would it bother you if someone copied your strategy and created an algorithm on it? Would be cool if it works long term. I really was hoping this 15 to close bullish. What do you think of gold price action this week? I'm struggling to read it. I took 30-minute break of low and now it stopped me by 1 pip and profit hit. Yeah, I don't know. I need to see a chart. You probably maybe put stop loss placement wrong. I don't see. If you took a sell, nothing really broke any highs here for your stop loss to be hit unless you took a random stop loss placement like this. Maybe here, break of low and put your stop loss above current candle high. Which is why I don't like current candle high stop loss. So yesterday's trade, yeah, check my plan. Oh, this is on gold. Yeah, this is just tough with this news here. I guess, did you have bottom wick on broker? You know how I feel about those bottom wicks. And then this is news, right? So you have to remember that this is not a normal wick fill you're trying to fill here, right? This is a news wick, so this level is considered. So I prefer we close below here, then take the sell. Right? Instead of retesting, because that's all it's doing is retesting this zone here. Retested it once here, had a reaction, retested it again, had a reaction, because this is a news wick here. So if you're going to try sell, you're better off doing this up here to try retrace the news move back down. You're safer to do it earlier than to do it later. You know, it's hard with news like that. It's kind of hit or miss. With volume, you would have won it, yes. But otherwise, with news, it can be very difficult. So 15-minute candle close, we're respecting this zone. So we have two options now. Either DAX is going to close below here, we take sells. Or we can close this 5-minute bearish. Next one close above, we can take buys. Impulsive trade right now would be taking it break of this high. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe half. Maybe I enter half. I'll see. Because it didn't close above and I really wanted to close above. Where are you entering half? If you didn't listen, you're not going to get it. You should be able to plan this yourself. Is the strategy that you're currently using, will it be your strategy forever? Yeah, with, of course, adaptations, right? As market conditions change as they go on, you will adapt a few things. Maybe entries will be slightly different, but the overall analysis has a very high win rate. And if reading price action is a future-proof strategy, right? Reading price action is a future-proof strategy. Because you're just reading what price is doing. The only thing that will have to change is maybe slight tweaks to entry. Do you still get caught in fake outs? I haven't got caught in a fake out. I get caught in just... I mean, depends what you consider a fake out, yeah. I mean, if you just consider price rejecting a fake out, then yeah, you can say that that's it. But I haven't taken any like straight breakouts, you know, big boy breakouts. Like, let's say this, if I were to enter on a trade here and price closes back in the range, is that a fake out? If that is, then yeah, but for me, that's a rejection as well. Because we're not really faking out of anything, right?
Fake out is more like all-time high, I guess, right? When there's nothing.
It's kind of like, you know, when we're consolidating here like this, and then we were to close above here after consolidation, and then it fakes back in the range. That would be a fake out. Let's see here.
Rejecting off of anything, right? That's why.
Yeah. It's like after a consolidation breakout, you know. We might close above here on DAX on 5-minute. So we'll see if it wants to close above or below. Then we would have 15-minute potential wick fill. Buy from the bottom of the range back to the top. 5-minute then. Could run stops below. Where would I run stops? Probably something like 18 points here, manage based on this 15. So let's see in 20 seconds how it closes. No bottom wick yet. I don't have bottom wick on broker. I'm even zooming in. That no top wick is even shittier. No bottom, no top wick is really, really disastrous. Yeah. Unlucky. It's a good close, but unfortunately no bottom, no top wick for me. There's no... I don't really care too much about the no top wick because there is one on a 15-minute. But I have to have this bottom wick here. It's just I can't enter unless I enter now 4 points above my entry, which doesn't make sense to me. So I need to see this flip down, make a bottom wick, and then I can considering entering. Like that. Okay, now let's see what it's doing on 1 minute. Yeah, that's what I want to see. There we go. This is why I wait. There we go. That's exactly what I want to see. So yeah, for me, I'll take an entry here if we're flipping like maybe a point above. Point above here. Probably get away with stop loss below just the candle low now. Because of this bottom wick, right? This is the exact bottom wick I want to see. So that would have my entry look like something like this. And we can get away with a pretty tight stop loss here because of this bottom wick. Can you give me your NY trade? Yeah, just let me focus on this here to see if anything's happening and I'll have a look at it later. Buys make sense, but no wick. Yeah, I like this bottom wick here. That's why I wanted to wait for the bottom wick. Now everyone is going to forget why bottom wicks are important if this shot through the screen. But this is why I wait. Look at this. Imagine you entered no bottom wick. You are absolutely screwed here. Look at that. Straight to your SL. Straight. One candle, you know? And that's the worst type of trades to lose when it loses like that. I'll still take this if this flips here. I'm just going to make my stop loss a little bit wider. It's only a couple of pips wider, I don't mind. But if there's 1 minute till this 5 minute candle closes, I'm not going to take it because then we're pretty close to open and I have to wait for another type of entry. Is that someone calling you or is that participant on Zoom talking? No, that's Zoom. Zoom, they are the guys in the exclusive. They get to speak to me, get feedback and all of that stuff. Exactly what he sent me right here, right? He's asking for feedback. I said I'll have a look at it in a minute. So this is what I'm going to have a look at in a minute. So let's see if this launch is trying to get up and flip. Now here's the question. What if this closes weak and we have a thunderstorm? Do we take it 5 minutes before open? That is the major question here. 5 minutes before open. Are we going to be brave and take it 5 before open? Or not? Again, 1 minute. If this is like this in the next 10 seconds and it's not up here, then I'm just gonna wait. Full send it? Yeah. We might full send the setup, the thunderstorm. We'll see. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna delete this here. And I'm gonna wait for 1 minute. I don't want to be triggered last 1 minute and then get absolutely screwed, you know? We get to see his biceps in the exclusive. Come join. yeah, if you actually want to make a difference in your trading, it is a good place, man. There's no community like it. So much value in there. It has everything you need. Weekly webinars, psychology sections. I'm actually planning on doing a boot camp there pretty soon. So I'm planning to do a boot camp, just putting it together, all the details. So a lot of exciting things. We've just opened our NY trading floor as well. Everyday trading floor in NY, workroom, collaboration. Very, very good stuff, you know. Very good stuff. For the price, no brainer. So you're more than welcome to join. Just join the waitlist, make a change, actually make a change. Start to get the results from us. Start to win in NY and stuff like that. You have to join NY as well. With us, NY is super fun. Be part of that. Anyways, let's have a look at your trade now. So you took this for a wick fill. Wow. Pretty tight, man, because this is not something you really want to be doing with this type of stop loss here. This is more of a rejection candle. If you just simplified this and put stop loss below this candle here that actually closed, would be better than to try what you did here. Personally, if I was you, I would have been entering on something like this, not this setup right here, right? And then I don't know what you're doing here. This doesn't make any sense as well. You're trading right next to resistance. This is just FOMO trading in a range, man. Just a disastrous. You want to really stay out of this, right? You're just like, what type of setup is this? Price hit target with a wick. What are you trying to do? You need to study wick fills properly. What is the number one rule of a wick fill that you're missing right here? A wick fill has to do what, right? I need you to answer me that. Once you answer me that, you will learn. If you can't answer me that, then go watch the wick fill video that we have in the WAP and then come back and answer me that question. That's going to be your homework, right? But this is just mess. Stop loss placement is completely wrong. There, you know the answer. You know the answer, but you failed to do it, right? You literally said it right there. There you go. I mean, you know the answer, but then why did you do it here? Right? And then you ask, okay, why did I lose? It's very simple. That's my point. So don't disregard your skill. You have the skill. And there you go. It's FOMO, right? So when it's FOMO, it's not even worth sharing. There's no feedback to give, right? I mean, still share it so we can hold you accountable, but that's my point. How do you join exclusive? Just from the link, man. If you want, I can share you guys the link. Hop on the wait list. You'll be accepted pretty fast. When entry, when setup, bro. Whenever there's a setup, I will take an entry. We'll see in 2 minutes here. We might, if this can close above here, actually, we might be able to take this just on a 15. Let's see. We need a bottom wick at open. I've seen this happen before. If we can close above here, bottom wick comes at open, we break this high, I'll be able to take an entry. It is aggressive. It is aggressive, but this is the idea I have right now. Because you have to remember the price action. What is the NY trade route timings? And is it a live call? Yes, it's a live call. And I start the whole of NY session, you have the live room, man. I start the live room just before I go gym. So it's on there for a while. What symbol is German 40 in futures like Project X? I'm not sure on Project X what it would be. Maybe it doesn't support it for you. See what gold is doing before open here. Trying to create support. US 30 yesterday was insane. Yeah, insane push yesterday. There was literally only one 1 minute candle way to get in yesterday. One chance yesterday on yesterday's push, which was the 5 minute breakout of all-time high, this close here with 1 minute structure. That's the only way yesterday you could get in. And that's such an aggressive shot. Easy to see now. Easy to see now, but really at the moment, it was just an insane move, man. I feel sorry for anyone trying to short this up here. I'm sure there's a lot of people trying to short this. Very stupid after such a big move. Most of the time, if it moves fundamentally like this, you get consolidation, not shorts. Very rare to see this move come up and then all the way retrace down. Unless it was like a news move, this was after news. Keep an eye on DAX here, 32 seconds. We might close above here. 30-minute will close above. 15-minute will close above. 5-minute will close above. Break of 5-minute high. Only question is, do we get bottom wick on the open? So we won't be able to enter if it opens straight up. But if we get a bottom wick, there'll be a chance. So be ready to see how it is. If you're not fast enough, do not do anything with this type of trade. No point. Alright, it opened up first. It opened up first, so we don't get a chance yet. I wish it opened down. If it opened down, I can enter this, but it opened up first, so I'm not touching it. Only if it opened down, we get the chance. Was a 6 pip gap? Yeah, no chance. But, you know, the open is like that. Sometimes we get a nice little pullback and then entry, but no, not today. It is going towards my target. I wonder, I have to experiment with this. I might do some homework over the weekend. How many times can you enter if you get a second chance? Meaning, it does its bullshit, it comes back down, you enter when it comes back down, now it flips up, right? You did not give me your opinion on gold price action this week? Not bad, man, not bad. With the breakouts we've been having, it's been pretty nice. London session, a little bit slower, but New York, very easy. Last week, London session was amazing for gold. You know? How crazy is S2 on gold? Very crazy. Not even 5-minute change of structure. No close above previous 1 hour. So it's very aggressive. DAX spread was 450 at open. Yeah, if you enter directly, you couldn't though. That's why we have to wait for the bottom wick first. If you get the bottom wick first, it works. Because then the spread will calm down. Boom, when it flips, you're in. Wow, you had to sniper exit that to get your 1-to-1. Now let's see if we get a close above here. Was this valid? 15-minute close below previous level. Yeah, if it didn't close below previous level, then it's issues. Then you have to break even here. Push trade, no top wick. I mean, I see top wick here. That's enough of a top wick. But if you have no top wick on broker, I guess, yeah, then it's hard. But that's a top wick. Especially on UJ, right? It came later, then you have to enter on that like reflip style if you want to try get into that. I mean, this one is very hard because of the gap we have on... Even if I took it once, it went bearish again and then took it on the reflip. I still think it's a hard setup. Hopefully we can get some structure here and then close above. How many trades you take in the week? In London, maybe I average around 3 trades a week in London. With NY, 6 trades a week. 6, maybe 7 trades a week, depends. Man, what a bullshit this is. Damn. Super frustrating when I plan this move from down here, but conditions that you cannot control is the one that plays out your plan. You know? Whenever you plan, it's very, very, very tough, man. When you wait all session to make a plan like this and you know that's the direction and taking the buys is good. I'm just considering, was there a way that I could just rip it? Like literally you saw when it spiked up, I mean spreads were going nuts, but then it came back down. When it comes back down, then can I rip it? I haven't experimented with that. It's very fast stuff, you know? Because what if you get slipped up here or something? Because that can happen. I didn't see spread come down on IC this occasion on IC. What do you mean by didn't see it come down? You mean you saw it widen a lot? I just watched it jump. Like by the time you blink, it was up here. Then you blink again, it was down here. So I'm scared if you press the button, by the time the order comes in, it will be up here, the order. That happens. Like, it looks easy to think about it, but when you do it in practice, that happens all the time. I see so many, like, I've been in that situation. My average trade in both sessions about 3 to 4 a week. Yeah, it's not bad, man. That's good. Almost a trade a day. That's perfect. I want to see change on structure on gold for buys. I don't trust just this one 15-minute candle here. How's the top step going? Probably will take a payout soon. I just don't know. I want to build a buffer though, you know? So I just need to finish the 5 days because I've only traded it not too much. And remember, I had like 2 losses. So I had 2 losses. And then I need to build the 5 days consistency. Man, market's super impulsive today. Crazy. You're getting away with such thin margins. Literally no 5-minute change of structure, nothing, and you get this type of pump. That's crazy. How much you up on the funded? Just 1%. A little bit under 1%. I started the funded minus 2% almost. I was like down $700. So are the rumors right about futures being... I find it worse than CFDs, if I'm being honest. I find it worse than CFDs. I always get slipped on my entries and I always get slipped on my take profits. But it's not at 1-to-1 yet. You have to run the stop because no 5-minute structure, so you have to run stop below the wick. So even though it's a good push, but needs a little bit more. What do you do when you get entered because on broker it broke high but TradingView never did? Yeah, I'm following broker. I just standardize it and always follow broker because that's where my order is going through. My order is not going through on TradingView. My order is going through on broker. So I'm going to follow what broker says. If this close above here, we have one more chance at an entry. We have a big LTA here. I'm not too worried about it. Put a little box here though. Wick fill. Not wick fill, but just continuation. Would also be the 15-minute close, which I like. How many years are you trading? Why don't you do old capital? Do you guys see this? Please let this be a record for history. When I trade my own capital, people say, why aren't you funded? When now I just talk about funded, they say, why don't you trade your own capital? I am an own capital trader. I've been trading my own capital for the whole time. I just did a funded account because why not? I can. But isn't it crazy? Not blaming to you, bro, but just in general. Is this 5-minute break of structure? No, from here I can see it's not, man. How is that a 5-minute break of structure, bro? You're making things up in your head. How are we breaking? We're closing in previous structure, but we're not breaking structure. We didn't create a structure to break. That's a break of structure. This is a break of structure. This is a break of structure. This is not a break of structure. $15-minute potential close below. We would have a fake out. How crazy am I to sell a thunderstorm? Yeah, buys above here make sense for me. I'm also contemplating a sell below the 4-hour. We are mixed session. And if this is going to be the retest and we're done for today, then we can get below the 4-hour safely. Selling before that, a little bit risky. You're just using momentum. It could immediately reject. How much percent you make per month at 1% risk? I average like 5%. On good months, I'll make above 10%. Beginning of the year, I was averaging 8 to 12% beginning of the year. How about using ORB? ORB, you can watch my video about ORB right here. Are you on the US market? No, I'm German market. Okay, so 15 did close above its own resistance. 5 pretty weak. Would you agree the previous 1 hour wasn't relevant anymore for the gold buy? Yeah, I mean, it's been crossed through, so it's okay now. That's not what I was worried about. But what I was worried about is that we're in a 5-minute downtrend. So until we break this high, now we've changed structure. So I wanted to see one 5-minute candle close bearish, the next one close above. Otherwise, we're calling a bottom here. The problem is we're calling a bottom where price closed right below the resistance. So it's very hard to say that, okay, this is not going to just be... Look, right now, if this closes bearish, we can take sells. Right, we can take sells and continue this move down. Very easy. This would just be the pullback. So both sides are going to be correct, you know? Both sides are going to be correct. But the problem here is you're kind of saying that, okay, this is a guaranteed bottom here. Without having, I mean, we do have 1 minute change of structures, but so did we have it back here, and so did we have it back here, but still continued down. This could have continued a couple of pips in profit, retest into this previous 5-minute resistance here, and then failed super quickly. Then you lose the trade, which is not obviously what we want. So it's just like, it's a riskier trade. If you take the buy, you're taking the risk that, hey, this could just continue down still. And if it continues down, you lose. So that's the choice you have. If you're happy losing that type of option, then yeah, it's okay.
Harry, in that example you just gave, the reasoning is because it didn't close in the range, it closed just outside of it, right?
What do you mean?
You said that you might as well continue to move down there and buy and sell it because you don't have the confirmation that it's actually going to go up, because for setup 2 you need it to close.
We have the confirmation, but we're lacking the momentum to be convinced 100% this is gonna be the smartest trade. Because if I lost this trade, I can see a lot wrong with this trade. We've been rejecting. Remember, keep in mind, we have tapped target for the day. We're not trading to a new target. We are at target. So buying today below target to get back to where we were supposed to reach on a higher time frame, this is the worst place to buy. You need to look at market positioning video if you don't understand that this is one of the worst places to buy. Right? You're buying from one of the worst places, the top of the range. Until we break out of here, we don't know if there's continuation. So there's no 30-minute bullish candle close. There's no 1 hour bullish candle close, anything. 1 hour close bearish. We're still respecting the high. This can end up going bearish now. You know, we closed below that previous 1 hour. We didn't retest the 1 hour.
This morning. Took one loss and took one break even. But yeah, I understand the market positioning part. I see. I just wanted to get the idea that you said that you might as well have one bearish close candle and then we can sell. And then I'm like, okay, so that means it's 50-50 pretty much. And then I was trying to get the logic. Why didn't the candle, the first bullish candle, count towards setup 2? You know, because normally it would be, right? If we had the range, then it would be setup 2 legit, but it wasn't legit this time. Market positioning, yes, but like the other stuff, you know.
Yeah, a lot of other stuff. Look at 5-minute downtrend, everything.
Okay, thank you.
Are people just a bit soft these days, or what's going on? Joseph here asks, new here, can anyone tell me what asset he's explaining? Literally, the next line says DAX 40. Literally, the next line. Then he says, I guess this is an exclusive club. If I keep asking the same question and nobody is telling me what is being traded, I will keep looking for more open streams. He literally got the next answer of his question. And then yaps. I don't understand. Not only that, but it's on the screen. You have it here on the side. You have it here. You have it here. You have it in the title.
He's not paying attention to when people are writing to him in chat. He's not paying attention on the screen. He doesn't even know where to look at what we're trading. I mean, it's okay. It's normal. He's not paying attention.
Yeah, it's his name is Joe. It's not making yourself look good, you know. Like, I'm sorry to call him out like that, but come on. He left probably already, which is why I've done this. But really, sometimes it makes me... Maybe he's doing crypto and came across the stream. Yeah, but you know the title of the stream has the pairs I trade. And it's also all over the screen. And also someone answered him, kindly answered him. That's what confused me. All right, let's see this candle. 4 minutes here. We might get the close above I've been looking for. Maybe he only knows Forex. Fair enough, but he can see the pair here, right? He doesn't have to come out and say, I'm going to find more open streams. Literally, he got his answer. You know, you could Google search, what is DAX? Would you do a quiz today? Don't think there's enough time, but we can do one in the exclusive. I'm super tempted just to rip by here because of how impulsive DAX has been. Can we just survive 3 minutes today? I knew it, man. Come on, DAX. Just 3 minutes of just relax here, man. 1 minute resistance you have here. Go create structure. Do something nice for us. Aren't you gonna tint the Porsche carbon black? What do you mean, the windows? No, I don't want to tint the windows. People need to see that shit. Why not take S2 buy? Saw this rejecting twice here and I wasn't sure if this was enough 5 points. I thought might as well wait for just the S1 in case this wants to reject close bearish below. Hopefully we have volume for a 20-point push here. That's our next problem, huh? Last 1 minute, so now it's worth to wait last 1 minute. Let's see if it does bullshit last 1 minute, would be pretty sad. Come on, don't do this. Last 1 minute, really? You're gonna fill the whole range last 10 seconds? Just chill there. Oh man. Last 10 seconds is rough. Let's see the bottom wick here. We need to see if we get a good bottom wick to give us liquidity for an extra push. Here's the bottom wick coming. I'll give it a shot, re-break of its high. Stop loss, I'm gonna run aggressive here. Just back inside the 1 minute range. After this bottom wick now. So stop loss back in the 1 minute range. I'm expecting a quick push. Especially after this bottom wick, I quite like it, right? That's why we can get away with a slightly smaller stop loss here. Unless it does this. Now, how am I supposed to run smaller stop loss now? But you see how I didn't FOMO into that first push up and I said I need the bottom wick? Can you guys notice that small detail? Like, look at that small detail, please. Like, okay, we're not getting entered in the trade, but realize that we would have just been immediately stopped out. So please respect that small detail of needing the extra bottom wick there when we have the push last second. That is some really important information. But this is just boring, so I'm deleting this. Stop loss doesn't make sense for target. I mean, come on. I mean, it kept us safe, but I mean, that's boring, man. Freaking boring. I think we'll get sells. I'm scared it will be an impulsive sell, and I don't have the balls to impulsively just sell here once we break the low. Especially with the dump we've had. So we'll see how it closes for the sell. 15 will be nice. Set up 2 on 15. Double rejection wick. Stop loss is rough. Very rough stop loss. Whenever the market's crazy like this, do you ever move up a time frame to get more predictability? Yes. But we're not in the market position to have a higher time frame trade because DAX is just sitting in the middle of the range. So if we were at the lows, then I could take like 1 hour buys. If we were at the highs, I could take, you know, sells. It would be easy. But sitting in the middle of the range, it really can do whatever it wants here, up or down. So I can't really go up to like the 1 hour time frame because the 1 hour is a mess. Look at the 1 hour. This is not telling me anything, the 1 hour. Alright, do we have 1 minute structure? Yeah, we have here. This is gonna be rough, man. If we get a quick top wick, break of low, immediately move break even, run aggressive stop loss here, 17 point stop loss, try get a quick push. Wow, This is gonna be fast if this plays out. If not, you get out break even quick. If it pushes last second, you're done. All right, last 10 seconds, we're pushing. There we go. Bit impulsive markets. Very hard now. Now we retested our break even point. It's very tough. Based on 15, can take it, but no stop loss placement. No top wick here. Gap down. I have like a 3-point gap. Yeah, making it tough. I'm proud of myself not getting messed up in these conditions, though. This is very easy conditions to lose money. You kind of have to just stick with the direction. Like if you're a seller today, then you just press sell here randomly on this retest. You'll get away with this actually. If you just sold on this candle here, anywhere on this candle, you get away with it. How is gold doing? How did we close? 15 didn't even close bearish here. So we don't even have setup 2 to take the sells back down on DAX, on gold, sorry. Now watch DAX bounce back up here, yeah. Yeah, retest our break-even zone, bounce back up. It's like very hard, right? Because you would have just got our break-even, even if you're entering impulsively. Like imagine we impulsively entered break of the 4-hour resistance support. It's not enough to get a 1-to-1, and then you're going break-even here at 17 pips, and then it comes back, stops you break. So even that, like when you run the equations through your head, it's like, yeah, it's just not adding up here. Like this is, even though I'm not making money today, I am technically making money because everything else would have just lost. So it is painful because I see my plans playing out, which is nice to see. But at the end of the day, I have to have an edge. And if I run without the edge, I can see me losing. Like let's say today I didn't give a shit. I just took a buy impulsively here. I lose that buy unless I went to break even fast enough. Here I get messed up because I'm all nervous. I go break even and now it ends up dumping again. Plus you have a gap. Like see on my broker I have a gap here. That's a gap open. So you're entering already, you're going to be entering down and stuff. So it makes it very tough conditions. So that's normally the real win. And with that being said, now gold has actually played out my setup 2 sell as well that I wanted. If only this closed a couple of pips more bearish, we could have taken the wick fill because this wick tapped nothing. It didn't even tap 5-minute structure. And now we get a no top wick open dump here. If this 5-minute could have just closed doji, we would have had the sell. So yeah, just not on my side in terms of entry, but analysis 100% correct. And instead of getting frustrated at the charts by that, I just move on to the next session, take more trades. Avoided 5 losses this week. Yeah, we avoided a lot by staying patient. Unfortunately, we caught 1 loss, but the rest has been wins. So I can't really complain about that. CPI week and all of that stuff. Educational today, guys. Very, this is what it means to be a real trader, is avoiding the losses saves you money. Instead of a day coming to the market here and you just get absolutely cooked, you know. Very difficult. Very difficult. All plans playing out. Gold dumping. DAX dumping back down to the range low here. But just no stop loss placement. No top wick open. Just disaster, right? I mean, yeah, it's just, you know, one of those things here. So I'm happy to see my plans out. Means that I can read price action well today. That's the best I can do. And I'll review the session and see if there was any ways I could have seen to enter on 1 minute or something more impulsive that would have worked. I discussed that if I entered impulsively here, I would have probably got out break even. So I just go and think to myself if there's anything I can see that would have made sense. But overall, appreciate you showing up. Have an amazing weekend, guys. Hopefully see you next week on Monday. Show up to Monday stream. Hopefully we get some beautiful options next week. Go into the mid-month very strong and then end the month strong, and then we start next month and move along. September, we're moving into winter here. Should see the market start to pick up, hopefully for winter time. Been a very slow summer, so natural market cycle will mean we're due for a very good beginning of next year, and we're due for a good quarter 4. So if we're going to follow traditional market cycles, which we have so far this year, so I can believe that we will continue to do so. So let's see what happens here. If this impulsiveness continues, we will adapt and take more impulsive entries. And yeah, so appreciate you all. Take care, trade sharp, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. Have a beautiful weekend and peace.